Hey guys, Chris here again with Project Nerf, and today we're going to take a look at the Sentry X2 by Adventure Force and see what we can do to make it just a little bit more competitive. Let's do it! Okay, so here we go. Let's get this thing apart and see if we can handle those grievances that I have with it. The biggest one is this safety switch here, and obviously the power. So let's see if we can get in here pretty easily and upgrade that spring and get rid of this safety crap and make a really solid competitive blaster out of it. So anyway, here we go. There we go. Okay, looking at it, again, big grievance, this whole trigger safety thing, so we're just going to take the whole thing out. Take the lock, take that mechanism, so piece of cake there, that's great. We'll save this trigger. And the spring, the great return spring here is very nice. We'll save that for another project just in case. And the white plastic lock itself, we'll just discard that because we don't need it. So now all we're looking at for performance here is the spring. So it doesn't look like it's too difficult to get in here. We're just going to lift up on the priming mech. It's a very similar priming mech to any other rival mech that you've dealt with here. It's complete all by itself, so take that and the plunger. All right, and if you look at the plunger here, you can see it's very well greased, but it's not a very tight fit. So I figure if we go up on the spring here to a piece of K26, because that's pretty soft, and just improve the seal on this plunger a little bit, we ought to be able to really get performance out of this blaster that we had not otherwise gotten. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get my Teflon tape here and improve the seal. Let me see if I can get in here under the O-ring. Be very careful. Don't chop it off or anything. There we go. The O-ring's off. And you can see here I've got plumber's tape, guys. That's a just standard plumber's tape available at any hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, anywhere like that. We're not going to go crazy. We're just going to feed it in here until it fits in the gap. And maybe put like 2 wraps on here. We don't need anything uber. Do your best to get it tucked into the groove. That's the thing about the plumber's tape. You have to be vigilant with it because it has a tendency to stick to stuff, so make sure that it goes in that groove. And like I said, we're going to put maybe 2 wraps on here and just call it a day with that. That should improve our seal significantly. You see me wrapping that up there and just break it off. Hang that back on my peg hook here. Take our O-ring. Again, it's very well greased. Let's take and put the O-ring back on. Let's see here if we improve our seal any. Might be a bit much. There's a little more drag on that than I like. So we're going to take this off. Take the O-ring back off again. And just back that down to one full wrap. Like I said, a little experimentation here goes a long way. So we're going to take some of this off. That's about 1 full wrap's worth. Just grab it and break it. What is on here? Just want a little bit of improvement on that seal, not too much. That's it right there. It's sliding very nicely, very smoothly, and nothing that a spring upgrade can't handle. So you can see our spring here. It's a pretty long spring. That's a good 4 inches worth. So let's bust out the K26. Here's the deal, guys. With the improved seal, the K26 is a much stiffer spring. You can feel it just to touch it. This is a little bit shorter. It's a couple of coils, and probably won't be quite long enough for what we're doing. Probably gonna have to cut a piece, but let's put this end right here, and just see if we can get the compression that we need as is. You can see we've got some space in there, so we probably want to put one more coil of K26 in this. I think that would give us a reasonable prime weight and definitely an upgrade, but since we're doing it anyway, we want to go a little bit longer. So we are here as compared to the sock spring. We're 2 full coils shorter, so we need one more coil of K26. Certainly. So we want to go to right about here. If you give me a second, I'll hit you up with how much that is. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coils, and then the squared off end. Now I cut this with a Dremel, so give me a minute. I'll get that cut. We'll put this thing back together and see if we get any improvement out of it. Okay, so here's the stock spring, right? And here's the piece of K26 we cut. Now you notice it's probably a coil shorter, but we're not going to need quite as much K26. We're shooting for around 100 FPS. I think this is going to work out great. Put that in there. We're going to go ahead and push this all the way through to prime. There's going to be about an angle like that. There we go, it primes. The K26 is compressed pretty good here. We don't need the maximum amount. That's not what we're going for. So we're going to drop the whole catch mechanism back into the blaster. There we go. All right, all that's set and seated, or at least it seems to be. So anyway, let's see if we can go ahead and put this bad boy together. I guess technically we can go ahead and release it. So let's pull the trigger. Okay, all that seems okay. So we're going to go ahead and put the top back on this blaster and make sure that everything lines up and closes well. It looks good. Put this orange deal on there. Now we gotta get the whoops. Oopsie. And this is what I cautioned against earlier, and yes, Chris from Project Nerf can screw up. So the spring goes in there like that, and this thing is gonna set in that hole roughly like that. We're just going to set it this like this, and this like this, and see if we can get this door to go back together here without too much issue. And there we go. All right, so we got that. Line this back up. See if we can get this priming handle to not give us too much fuss. Looks like we got that pretty good. All right, so we're gonna throw some screws back in this bad boy and see what we got here. All right, buttoned it back up. Let's load it and see if it works. Okay, we got that taken care of. The door still works, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what I like about this blaster. We can cut at it. This is what I like about the blaster. We can prime it and have a hot barrel and still top it off. So we're going to go ahead and put our 6th round back in it. Well, now we have 7. So anyway, let's see if it shoots. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, definitely shot that one. it works. So, awesome. So, for the advantage of the extra one-shot capacity in the mag and the ability to take this thing, leave the door up for the sake of this, prime it, have a hot barrel, and then reload while still maintaining a hot barrel, so if something comes around the corner, even with everything opened up, you can fire it off and reload on the fly. That's a big advantage over the Chronos, guys. And for what a piece of K26 spring costs, and just a few minutes to unscrew it, you can see we removed the lock. The handle feels a lot better now. This is now a very competitive blaster. We're gonna take it out, put it on the Chrono, and see what it's doing. But I can tell you, it's shooting very hard. So, but anyway, let's get those Chrono results, and then we'll discuss the whole deal at the end of the video. All right, you can see we got the Chrono set up, so let's go ahead and shoot this Sentry over the top of it and see what we get here. .98, 103, duplicate 103, duplicate 98. All right, guys. Look at those Chrono numbers. We're right where we wanted to be. We wanted at around 100 FPS with a moderate prime. We could have put more K26 in it. Probably had room for 2 more full coils, but the prime would have been very heavy. So where we're at is just right. It's perfect. We're getting 100 FPS average on this blaster. The safety has been removed, so no more weird trigger safety thing. The ergonomics, it feels great in your hand. And the ability to prime the blaster and load 1 round, top it up on the fly, and ultimately have a 7-shot capacity, 1 ready to fire and 6 up top, gives it a distinctive advantage over the Chronos pistol. So I think with just that little piece of K26 and a few minutes of your time, this is a worthwhile investment. You guys let me know what you think. Remember to hit that subscribe button, the notifications button. Guys, we love you lots. Till next time, this is Chris for Project Nerf saying have a blast.